The numbers don't look too bad to my eye, but then you look at what's happening in the stock, down 9% post-market. What don't markets like here?
There's two things actually that don't go so well with the story. One is on the reported results gross margins. They came in much weaker than expected, down about 130 basis points versus expectations for them to be down less than 60 basis points. So I think there's an issue. And then in the guidance, when you look at the guidance, it was actually at the midpoint below consensus. So 4Q, they are expecting weaker results. And I think what we want to hear on the call is why. They said the holiday was off to a strong start. Inventories are up 85%, but they're comfortable with them given the demand expected for 4Q. So that's where we're a little puzzled on why the lower forecast.
Give us a breakdown here of some of the comp sales. I mean, I know they were up as most people expected them to be, but this was a pretty compelling growth story, both in terms of the comp sales and really just overall for this company. Is there signs here that that growth story, or at least, I guess, the scale and scope of it maybe needs to be revised?
No, I think the growth story is still very much intact. The beat on the top line revenue was up about 28% versus consensus of up 27%. And their plan to double the business from 2021 levels still remains intact through 2026. So going from a $6 billion company to more than a $12 billion company is still in sight, and we think they can achieve that.
Poonam, how much of what we are seeing after hours could be a result of maybe the bar being too high for Lululemon? Because again, checking over the numbers this morning, Lululemon down just about 4% year to date in a year where almost everything is down is just astonishing. So put it into context of how high expectations were heading into this report.
Expectations were definitely higher than they are for some of their peers because they've done so well, right? But I think where they have struggled, and which came to us by surprise, is really on that margin line. The gross margins being down by over 100 basis points was a big surprise. And we'd like to know if that was driven by freight or was that driven by markdowns. And I think that's really what we're looking to hear. Hopefully it's a temporary blip and things will get back on track because we do still see Lululemon outperforming in the activewear space. We were in stores for the holidays and they didn't really have sale racks out with the exception of Black Friday. So things look to be selling.
And they don't really do sales, at least not to the extent that we get out of other apparel makers.
Yeah, you don't get those blanket 20% off sales, 30% off sales outside of Mirror. They just have select random items in the middle of racks where you can get something at a discount. But once again, it's one off, right? It might be in your size. It might be the color that you wanted. It may be the style that you wanted. But no, they don't promote aggressively, which is what keeps their brand intact and really allows them to keep as close to full price selling as they could.